This message is a Community Access Center message, routed through the emergency alert system. The following message is being transmitted at the request of a local child advocacy group within the city of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Please stand by for this message from the Concerned Parents Organization of Green Bay.
Hello, my name is Ashley Morgan with the Concerned Parents Organization of Green Bay. Over the past couple nights, many parents have reported strange behavior in their children during the night. Parents from within our circle reported their children waking up in the middle of the night, often in extreme distress, and that they were having night sweats, shakes, tremors, and other stress-related symptoms. Many of the children reported that they had nightmares. The age range of these children were from as young as 9 to as old as 16. The content of these nightmares was relatively vague and did not sound particularly out of the ordinary. Parents in the area are advised to keep an eye on their children during the night and to make sure they are all right. It is unknown if there is an underlying cause behind this uptick in strange behavioral changes. Until the situation is resolved, it is advised that you keep an eye on your children throughout the night and keep open communication with them about how they feel. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have a nice evening.
This has been an activation of the Community Access Center. Thank you for your time.
Hello everyone, my name is James Bold with First Coast Weather and News. Today, we have some strange news coming out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Over the past couple days, there have been reports that many kids and teens have been experiencing strange and vivid nightmares. To try and get an understanding of what could be going on in Green Bay, we have contacted local psychologist, Dr. Schlafen, to try and help us grasp the cause behind the situation. So Dr. Schlafen, how are you doing today?
I'm good, James. And how about you?
I'm doing all right, sir. Now, can you give us a brief rundown on the situation that is occurring within Green Bay?
Sure thing, James. So over the past few days, we have been getting numerous phone calls from parents around the area stating that their kids have been having unusually vivid nightmares. While it's not an emergency at the moment, we are worried for the general mental well-being of these kids if it does continue.
I see. And do you have any idea what could be the cause of this strange occurrence?
Nightmares can come from a variety of causes. The most common being stress or anxiety. Individuals with mental illnesses such as anxiety or depression are more prone to having frequent nightmares. But don't be fooled. These nightmares can happen to anyone regardless of their mental health. Since we are mainly seeing this in children at the moment, we believe it could be stress related to school or home life.
That's understandable. Have there been any common themes in these nightmares reported by these patients?
Right now, we haven't been able to find much of a link between patients and their nightmares. It generally seems to be pretty traditional things that kids say they have nightmares about. Monsters, school, falling from high places, death, things of that sort. The issue seems to be coming from the fact that these kids are reportedly having trouble waking up from these dreams, no matter how hard they try. This leaves them more frightened than usual, and usually very disoriented from reality.
That sounds pretty terrifying, doctor. Is there any advice we can give to parents that may be having these issues with their kids?
There are a few things you can try. Make sure kids are having a regular sleep schedule and try not to disrupt it. Make sure they are not engaging in any media that may startle or upset them near bedtime. If your kid comes home to you complaining about these nightmares, try to console them the best you can and ensure them that whatever they saw was not real and it cannot hurt them.
That sounds like great advice to me. One last question. What should a parent do if the problem persists?
If it reaches the point that is severely interfering with your child's well-being, I advise you bring them to a pediatrician to see if they can help in any way. The pediatrician will likely suggest psychiatric help for your kid if they cannot find a physical cause behind the issue. My office is expected to be seeing some of these children soon.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Schlafen. I hope that the children of Green Bay get some well-deserved rest very soon.
Thanks again for having me, James. I hope we will all sleep easy again soon enough.
This message is being transmitted at the request of the Green Bay Police Department. This is a simple emergency message pertaining to the Green Bay metropolitan area. Please stand by for important information regarding a developing situation within Green Bay, Wisconsin. Throughout the overnight hours, local medical care facilities have received dozens of admissions, with most of them being young children and teenagers. Many of these patients presented with similar symptoms, ranging from severe panic-related symptoms to as extreme as seizures and strokes. At this time, the cause of this strange phenomena is unknown. For the foreseeable future, it is asked that you do not go to the local emergency rooms unless you have a life-threatening emergency. Also, if you have a child under the age of 18 years old, it is advised that you keep a close eye on them to ensure their safety. It is unknown if this strange occurrence can affect adults as of this time, but if you or someone around you experiences a seizure or a stroke, please do not hesitate to seek medical help. This situation is still unfolding, and little information is currently known at this time. Please stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
Hello, my name is Dr. Schlafen. The following recordings are involved in a research effort to understand a strange phenomena occurring in young teens around the Green Bay area. With the consent of my patient and his parents, I will be recording our sessions for medical and research purposes. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of whatever is going on around here. Now, what is your name, bud?
My name is Blake, and I am 16 years old.
It's nice to meet you, Blake. Now, can you tell me why you are here today?
My parents and I decided that I needed to see a psychiatrist. Over the past couple of days, I have been having extremely vivid and disturbing nightmares. I heard that local offices were conducting medical research on what's going on around here, and I wanted to contribute in any way I could.
That's very kind of you, Blake. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling alright, I guess. I didn't really sleep that well due to the things I saw. I guess so. It's a bit hard to explain, though. When I sleep, it's peaceful for maybe 2 or 3 hours. Then the nightmares start. I can never make anything out completely. Generally speaking, I hear a loud ringing of sorts, and it's almost deafening. I can't really see anything either. It's like I'm standing in some sort of black void. I can hear vague whispers, but it's as if the ringing is drowning them out. Occasionally, I'll see a bright burst of color that is almost blinding, but I don't know what the cause of that is.
Would you mind telling me what you saw?
No, Mr. Schlafen. I think that's all I got to tell you for now.
That sounds like a lot to handle. I'm sorry you have to experience that. I do want to remind you you're supposed to keep track of what you see each night. Since you're being involved in this program, we're gonna want to see you more frequently, as much as possible. We don't want to overwhelm you too much, so unless you have anything else to say, that will be all for this.
It's the least I could do. I will see you again soon.
Understandable. Thank you for your help, Blake. You're doing a world of good by contributing to our research. I'll see you again soon.
This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities within northern Wisconsin. This is an administrative message being issued in regards to an ongoing situation within the state of Wisconsin. Please stand by for important information. Over the past week, many teenagers have reported having vivid and disturbing nightmares. This strange phenomena seems to be spreading out of the previous age group, which was around the years of 9 to 16 years old. Cases have been reported in individuals as young as 6 and as old as 21. The cause behind this event is still unknown at this time. Affected individuals have reported a general decline in their state of mind and have noted a high increase in symptoms of anxiety, depression, paranoia, and restlessness. While there is no solution to this problem as of now, there are some things you can do to try and combat the effects of this event. If you are having trouble staying asleep, over-the-counter sleep aids such as melatonin may help you have a more restful night's sleep. It is also advised that anyone experiencing these nightmares avoid contact with media that is generally considered to be scary or frightening. This can include anything, but mainly involves books, movies and TV shows, video games, and online video content. If you are struggling mentally due to this event, do not hesitate to reach out to a health professional for help. Unfortunately, many psychologists and psychiatrists in the area are booked due to the sharp uptick in people presenting with mental illness-related problems. Many primary care providers are still available for appointments in the near future though. While this event is not considered an immediate threat to your life, it is possible that it can develop into one. There have been a few rare instances of people suffering seizures or strokes, which can lead to long-term brain damage or even death. If you witness someone having a seizure or a stroke, contact 911 immediately. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
This is my second therapy session with 16-year-old Blake Diaz. Now, Blake, have you been experiencing any nightmares since we have last spoken?
Yes, I have, sir. And I feel like they have gotten worse.
I'm sorry to hear that, Blake. Can you please explain what you mean?
For better or for worse, I've been able to understand more of what's going on in my dreams. It seems like what is occurring is more particular now, and like it is targeting some of my deepest fears.
If you don't mind, can you give me some more examples?
For one, spiders. I fucking hate spiders. I've had at least 3 nightmares about them in the past few days. Sometimes it's relatively harmless and nothing happens. Sometimes it's gruesome, and I always wake up in a cold sweat from them. Some of them are a bit more vague, though, like dreams about the end of the world. That's always something I've worried about. When will the end be? And what will it be like? I keep hearing voices saying that the end will be brutal and torturous, and I don't know how to feel about all of this.
Blake, I know this is all very scary, but you need to keep in mind, these are just dreams and they cannot hurt you.
I don't know about that one, Doc. When I wake up, I'm frequently in a panic and I have aches all over my body, mainly in my neck, my chest, and my head. I may wake up and my heart will be beating out of my chest, or there's a stinging in my neck, or my head is pounding. It's a terrible feeling. I also feel awful mentally. I'm scared that what the voices are saying may come true.
I know you're scared, Blake, but don't worry. I'm sure your family will make sure nothing happens to you. Just try and get some rest when you can, okay? And remember, don't listen to what those voices say. They aren't real.
Alright, sir. I promise. I will try my best.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the Winnebago County Police Department. A law enforcement warning has been issued for Winnebago, Outagamie, and Calumet counties, until further notice. Throughout the previously mentioned regions, there has been numerous instances of civil unrest. A multitude of crimes have occurred, including, but are not limited to, grand theft auto, robbery, arson, public indecencies, assault, and battery. The current cause behind this crime wave is believed to be related to the ongoing situation involving an outbreak and vivid nightmares in local communities. What first started out as an event primarily affecting the Green Bay area has now spread to the surrounding areas. When many of these criminals were detained, they would frequently scream what seemed to be nonsensical phrases about the end of the world, or that their leader would not be happy with them. One example of these strange behaviors included a man claiming that his only purpose on this earth was to raise hell and cause as much damage as possible. Local police departments are currently working as fast as possible to contain this growing problem. If you see any unusual or violent behavior in public, do not hesitate to call 911. Keep your distance from these individuals, and do not try to apprehend them yourselves. Doing so could be putting the lives of you and others around you in danger. Along with these crimes, local police departments also have reported a sharp increase in suicide reports around the area. It is advised that anyone within the Appleton area remain indoors until this situation is resolved, unless it is absolutely necessary you leave your home. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
The date is May 16th, 2021. This is my third therapy session with teenager Blake Diaz. So, Blake, anything new going on with your nightmares?
Yes, actually. I feel like I'm actually getting closer to figuring out the meaning, at least for myself personally.
Oh, really? Why is that?
The dreams are becoming more and more specific each night. There's been a recurring theme and a creature of interest. I don't know exactly how to describe them. It's like their physical form can't be comprehended. They seem to be creatures made out of shadows and darkness. Their bodies are almost entirely pitch black, and they don't seem to have any features except for two white splotches for eyes. Considering their bodies are so dark, I can't really make out exactly what they are, but they don't seem to be fully solid. They move fluidly, like they are made up of some sort of gas or other viscous substance. They also seem to have some sort of long beak, kind of like a woodpecker, but thinner.
That's really interesting. We heard some similar reports from other patients. Did this creature try to communicate with you?
Yes, actually. It seemed to speak in a language I couldn't comprehend, but I could occasionally make out some words that sounded like English, phrases such as nightmare, the end, vitality, and eternal life. The dreams would frequently involve me being hunted by this monster, but I never got to see the end. I always snapped awake before it could hurt me.
That sounds incredibly terrifying, but also very interesting. I think we may be getting close to finding a cause for this strange event, even if it does seem too surreal to be true. Thank you again, Blake, and please stay safe out there. People are getting rowdy.
I'll try my best, Doc. Thank you for all of your help.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the Green Bay Police Department. A local area emergency has been issued for the Green Bay metropolitan area until further notice. Throughout the evening, many reports have come in of people seeing strange creatures roaming the streets of Green Bay. Reports vary on their exact physical characteristics, but generally, the consensus seems to be that they are tall, dark, and that they don't seem to have a completely solid physical form. These creatures began to show up around sunset earlier this evening, and it is unknown what they are doing. At this time, all residents are advised to remain in their homes, and to not go outdoors. Currently, there have been no reports of injuries or deaths related to these unknown creatures, but you should not get involved with them in any way, shape, or form. It is unknown if there are any methods of eliminating these creatures at this time, but it is advised that you keep a loaded firearm with you, if you have access to one. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This is an emergency update. The following message will contain important information involving the ongoing situation in northeastern Wisconsin. Please stand by, as this information could be life-saving. The strange creatures that were reported to be roaming the streets of Green Bay disappeared once the sun rose. It is currently being assumed these creatures only appear at night. For what reason that is, nobody currently knows. If you spot another one of these creatures tonight, please report it to your local law enforcement agency immediately. In addition to the previous statements, it seems that the situation involving vivid nightmares in the area has worsened. Generally, anyone between the ages of 5 to 50 years old has reported having these strange nightmares. They seem to be becoming more specific, with general topics including someone's phobias, deepest fears, and general anxiety about the end of the world. More people have been reported dead in the area, whether due to suicide, or what seems to be cardiac arrest. This situation is currently still underway, but authorities feel that they may be reaching a solution. It is not advised you go outside, as there are still many people out on the streets behaving in manic ways, and the creatures may still return at nightfall. Leaving the area does not seem to help, as people that have left are still reporting symptoms relating to these nightmares. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
This is my fourth therapy session with teenager Blake Diaz. Further sessions will be done remotely due to the ongoing situation within Green Bay. Now, Blake, how have things been the past few days?
I'm feeling terrible, doctor. I haven't slept in 4 days, and it is really starting to get to me. I'm constantly exhausted, but my body doesn't seem to want to let me sleep. I also learned recently that one of my friends was found dead from what seemed to be a suicide, presumably because they couldn't handle the pressure of the situation we were in.
I'm sorry for your loss, Blake. I wish there was something I could do to help you.
What if all of this really is pointless, man? What if we don't make it out of this, alright?
Why would you say that?
Because it doesn't seem like things are getting any better. I'm starting to believe maybe those creatures are right. I don't know what the hell any of us did to deserve this shit.
Don't talk like that. We are going to find a way out.
I hope so. I don't know how much longer I can take this.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the Green Bay Police Department. A civil danger warning has been issued for all of Brown County, until further notice. It seems that the nightmare creatures that were reported to be roaming the streets over the past few nights have been actively attacking people in their homes. Post-mortem autopsies that were performed on victims of these attacks have shown that there are frequently needle-sized holes in the necks of these individuals. What this came from is currently unknown, but it is believed that the nightmare creatures are using some sort of neurotoxin or other poison on people. Currently, there is no known defense against these creatures. Your best course of action is to try your best to not sleep if possible. Sleep deprivation can have major harmful effects on the human body, but at the moment, it seems that this is the best way to defend against these creatures. They do not seem to attack people who are awake. They also seem to be able to go through windows and walls without breaking anything. Many victims report seeing a sort of smoke materialize in their room, before losing any recollection of what happened. If you must sleep, try to sleep in 60 to 85-minute intervals. This is due to the concept of REM sleep, or rapid eye movement. Typically, dreams do not start to occur until around 90 minutes into your sleep cycle. If you must sleep, set an alarm for around 75 minutes after you expect to fall asleep. It is unknown if this is guaranteed to work, and it should only be used as a last resort. If you decide to try and stay awake, it is advised that you look for ways to stimulate your mind and body. Typically, food and drinks with high sugar or caffeine content can help keep you awake. Consider playing video games, or watching shows, or doing any activity you enjoy that can keep your brain active. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
This is my 5th therapy session with teenager Blake Diaz. How are you feeling today, bud?
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
What do you mean?
I haven't slept in what feels like a century. No matter how hard I try, I can't rest. It feels like my body is slowly withering away. I feel a burning in my veins every moment I'm awake. I've tried to seek medical help, but my parents are just as sick as I am, if not worse than I am. I'm sorry, Doc. I'm trying to make it through this.
There's no need to be sorry. None of this is your fault. You're gonna be alright, I promise. We're going to find a solution. Has anything changed in your nightmares?
Yes, actually, but not by much. If you remember, I had mentioned that those creatures never got the chance to hurt me before. Well, recently, they have. I've seen myself die in numerous ways in my dreams. I don't really want to describe them, but it's gruesome as all hell. And the creatures, they just laugh at me. And almost every time it ends the same way. Everything begins to fade to black, a loud static overtakes me, and I snap awake shortly after.
I'm sorry, Blake. I wish there was something more I could do for you other than just talk. We could always try medication, but I don't think that'll make the situation any better. Reports have shown that people have been taking medication for depression and other mental disorders during this whole thing are actually worse off. Maybe related to the interaction between the medication and the supposed neurotoxin theory that's going around about the creatures.
Whatever it is, I'm tired of it. I hope this is over soon, and I just want my life back.
I know, Blake. And we'll get there.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the state government of Wisconsin. A shelter-in-place order has been issued for the state of Wisconsin until further notice. Over the past few days, the situation that originally started in Green Bay has spread to a vast majority of the state. While the effects seem to mainly be focused on Green Bay, there have been reports of similar incidents relating to the nightmare creatures as far south as the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Going outside is considered highly dangerous, and should not be attempted under any circumstances. The general population is in such poor shape, even simple activities like driving have become nearly impossible for most to perform. The federal government is currently getting involved to hopefully help us find a solution to this situation. At this time, all information stated in previous alerts is still valid. If possible, try to avoid sleeping. It has been confirmed that these creatures have injected their victims with a strange neurotoxin, one that is the cause behind all of this. Scientists are working tirelessly to try and make an antivenom for this toxin, but it is unknown when that will be. It is also unknown if you can survive a poisoning from these creatures. The general rate at which it degrades someone's brain is currently unknown, but it seems to affect everyone differently. It is also believed that the nightmares and physical side effects that this toxin causes will progressively begin earlier and earlier in an individual's sleep cycle as time goes on. It may eventually lead to vivid hallucinations, even while you are awake. Please remain indoors, and be there for one another in these difficult times. We will find a solution. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the Green Bay Police Department. A 911 telephone outage emergency is currently underway within the Green Bay metropolitan area. Due to a combination of potential sabotage by shadow creatures, along with the short staff at the police station due to the ongoing events, emergency services will likely have a much longer than normal response time, if any at all. If possible, try and avoid as many dangerous situations as you can, as law enforcement and paramedics may not be able to reach you in a timely manner to assist you. If absolutely necessary, you can try and call the direct phone line to the Green Bay Police Station. You can find their phone number on their website. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the state government of Wisconsin. This is an emergency update. The following message will contain potentially life-saving information. Please stand by. New information regarding the shadow creatures, now being referred to as dream snatchers, will soon follow. Please stand by. It is believed that the motive behind the actions of these creatures has been discovered. Through multiple reports of people that have long been affected by this toxin, it has been reported that these creatures are using this toxin as a strange way of stealing people's life force, or their vitality. It started with children and young teens, and they generally have the most life force or energy, according to these creatures. But the demand for vitality just kept increasing over time. It eventually spread to everyone, and the effects of the neurotoxin became more and more brutal. Apparently, they are telling these people this information because in their eyes, there is no more saving us. This is a dire situation, and it is unknown if there is a solution. The neurotoxin has still not been identified, and it does not seem like scientists are getting any closer to figuring it out. Information stated in previous alerts still stands. Try your best to stay awake, as the toxin seems to have a stronger effect when you sleep. Keep yourself occupied in any way you can. Consume food and drinks with large amounts of caffeine to help keep you awake. Do not go to sleep under any circumstances. If you feel yourself beginning to fall asleep, try to gently wrap something around your neck, as it is believed that these creatures can come back and inject an individual multiple times, only worsening the effects of the toxin. This message will repeat every 30 minutes, not only in an effort to keep the public informed, but to also hopefully keep you awake. Remember, do not go to sleep, and do not give in to these creatures. They will not win, no matter what they try and tell you.
Alright, so I'm supposed to be having my 6th therapy session with Blake any minute now. He hasn't been late to them before. Maybe his internet is out or something. I just hope everything is okay.
Sir, I hate to tell you this, but we heard from Blake's parents this morning. He was found dead in his room. Presumably, he died due to the neurotoxin compromising his body. I know you really cared for him, and I'm sorry I have to be the one to give you this news.
I don't know what to say. Maybe those goddamn creatures were right. Maybe there really is no saving us.
This message will repeat every 30 minutes, not only in an effort to keep the public informed, but to also hopefully keep you awake. Remember, do not go to sleep, and do not give in to these creatures. They will not win, no matter what they try and tell you.
Ignoring those voices in your head doesn't seem like such a smart idea now, does it? Every time you close your eyes, you heard us and you saw us, but you still continued to fight. Humans are such a resilient bunch. You have literal poison in your veins, slowly chipping away at your sanity, yet you continue to fight. It really is honorable. But that vigor you have is exactly what makes you such a good fuel source for us. Human vitality, the human spirit, is a powerful force. It keeps us going. We've been around for centuries, and we used to just play it small. But we never realized just how easy it would be to bring you down to your knees. You can keep fighting it all you want, but the darkness will consume you eventually. With every heartbeat, with every inhale of smoke you take, your life is slowly wilting away. Maybe you're already in a nightmare, one that you can't wake up from. One that may be your last. Was this all a dream? Who knows? But definitely not you. We'll see you soon, and you know it. Once you're ready to cave in and give in to the darkness, we'll welcome you with open arms. Just close your eyes, and it will all be over shortly.